session tonight. Tonight we are going to have different educators from different part of the world, as usual. And tonight we are having MA retired university lecturer and certified examiner Ergün Tonguç. And when he comes, we are going to start our live session with him. Hello, Ergün hocam. At the bottom there is a place that sign that you can send me a request to join the live session. If you click on it, okay. Now I'm waiting for him to join. I have accepted your invitation. When he comes, we are going to start. Waiting for him to join. Okay. Okay. Hello, Ergün hocam.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. It's nice to see you.
It's the same for me too. I
Thank
wish
you very much,
everyone
hocam.
a pleasant evening.
Yeah. Yeah, we are going to have our live session with you. It's going to be a very interesting and very joyful, Ergün hocam. And before starting our live sessions, I would like to say thank you very much for accepting my invitation for teacher talks, hocam. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, if you're ready, we can start. Can we?
Yes, I'm ready. I
Okay,
think
Ergün hocam.
I'm ready. I think
I'm
I'm
sure
ready.
you are ready. I'm sure that you're ready with a lots of experience, Ergün hocam. Okay, I know about you, Ergün hocam, but maybe our audiences would like to know about you. So can you please tell about yourself
Um,
and a bit about your experiences too?
okay. I'm originally from Eskişehir, but I was born in Ankara and I grew up in Ankara. First of all, I graduated from Gazi University, Faculty of Education, Department of ELT. 1 year later, I was accepted to Hacettepe University for my second BA studies,
Mm-hmm.
Faculty of Educational Sciences. But here the medium of instruction is in Turkish, not in English. It's my second BA in the field of educational sciences. Then I completed my MA degree at Hacettepe University in the field of educational administration, supervision and planning.
Wow.
Before I started teaching English at Gazi University, I had taught for the Ministry of Education for 3 years in different schools in Turkey. First of all, I started teaching
Mm-hmm.
at Anatolian High School in Ankara. Then I passed the exams and became an okutman or öğretim görevlisi at Gazi University.
Okay.
And I had to retire in 2020 because of my age. According to the regulations, when a person, apart from professors, turns 65, he or she has to retire. I'm also a certified examiner.
Uh-huh.
Besides Gazi University, I have also taught part-time at Turkish American Association in Ankara, Otu Pardar Vakfı, and some
Wow.
private yeah, English language schools in Ankara. Also, I was a visitor student at Ottawa University, Ottawa, Ontario in Canada.
Wow, such a big experience, hocam. It's really huge experience that you have. Thank you very much for sharing this with us, Ergün hocam. Okay, and so let me ask my another question. Ergün hocam, what was or were your turning point or points in your own education?
Maybe when I got my MA degree,
Uh-huh.
I before I started my MA degree, I realized that I hadn't known much about education or educational sciences. But after
I see.
completing my MA degree, I realized that science is endless.
Mm-hmm.
Every day we should learn something new.
Exactly. That's 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 your turning point. It's really great. Thank you, Ergün hocam. Hocam, you have a really such a the huge experience in education. I'm sure that in your career you have tried different strategies, different methodologies, and
Yes.
different techniques in your lessons, and probably you have a philosophy of teaching. What is it? What is your philosophy of teaching, Ergün hocam?
In my opinion, there is no one good method to teach a foreign language, not
Mm-hmm.
English, German, Arabic, or French, or Italian. There is no
Mm-hmm.
one good way. Eclectic way is the best way. Or
Uh-huh.
it also depends on the level of students the teacher is teaching. It's an
I
important,
see.
crucial point, in my humble opinion.
Mm-hmm. I got it. Thank you. Thank you, Hocam. And we are educators, Hocam, and we have a lot of stories, like some bad stories, some good stories, and some failed and some success stories. Can you tell us one or two success stories of yours, something inspirational for us?
Yes, yes. Okay. When I started teaching at Gazi University, I had a student whose name is I can't remember Haydar. Yeah, Haydar, and
Mm-hmm.
he graduated from high school in Düzce.
I
You know
see.
Düzce, but at that time Düzce wasn't a city, but it was a town in the province of Bolu. For 6 years, he studied German, only German at high school and middle school.
Mm-hmm.
He started learning English at university level. After he graduated from Gazi University, he took the TOEFL test. He passed it
Wonderful.
successfully and was admitted to university for his MA degree in the United States of America.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
a good story for me.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yes. And another one is not so educational, but I would
Sure.
like to share it
Of course,
with
Hocam.
everyone. Is an experience for me too. During Turgut Özal era, I was also teaching part-time at military academy, Kara Harp Okulu,
Wow.
English to students,
Mm-hmm.
military or cadets, military students.
I
And
see.
in one of my classes, all of the students were from Azerbaijan.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't write or read in Latin script. They could read or write, especially write in Cyrillic script only. And I was using a book called A as the American Language Course, printed
Mm-hmm.
in the USA.
I see.
And one day, one of my Azeri students came closer to me. Just I finished my session, and it was a Friday, and he asked me this a bit strange, maybe sad question. Sir, in our books, we always read these words, or you always tell them to us. Hamburgers and cola. I have never tried them in my life
Oh, I see.
because of their previous regime in Azerbaijan. Can you tell me how can I have them in Ankara? And
Very interesting.
I gave him the directions how to get to McDonald's restaurant in Kızılay. And
Oh,
1 week later, he came to me and said, "Thank you very much, sir. I enjoyed both cola and hamburgers. They were really delicious."
it's really interesting and it's really nice story, hocam. Thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you for sharing with us. It's really interesting.
A bit
And
sentimental,
yeah,
maybe.
of course, a bit sentimental also. You are right, exactly. Thank you for sharing, hocam. Okay. Ergün hocam, as an experienced teachers, uh, we need we need to have some qualities and skills to 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 become an English language teacher or teacher. So for you, what are the most important qualities and skills an English language teacher should possess or should have?
Okay. First of all, an English teacher or a foreign language teacher, let me put it like that,
Of course.
must be good at four skills in the foreign language or in the target language: reading, writing, speaking, and listening.
Uh-huh.
He must be good at, and he must speak the foreign language fluently. That's
I see.
important.
Mm-hmm.
In my humble opinion, without mastering the language, it's impossible to teach it, even if you know a lot of things about the theory of education.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. I got it.
There's, so in order to improve your language skills, a teacher must listen to the BBC World Service or VOA, or read English newspapers, and probably find a native speaker of English, a real native speaker of English. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, someone from the UK, USA, Canada, Australia, or
That's
something like that, not
important.
an Arabic person.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I agree with you, hocam. Thank you. Thank you very much for your ideas about them. And what I'm going to ask you that, if I'm not wrong, you are retired, hocam. You are a
Yes, I
retired
had to
lecturer.
retire, as I
Mm-hmm.
explained
Yeah,
before.
I see. No, no, of course not. And by the way, just want to ask you, what are you doing right now for your work, like as a work or for the language? Are you doing anything special?
Yes, I'm still trying to attend seminars in the field of ELT.
I see.
I'm still in
Mm-hmm.
contact with my colleagues and friends at Gazi University.
Wonderful.
I watch BBC World Service CNN every day,
Mm-hmm.
listen to the BBC World Service radio on shortwave. I have some Native American and British friends in Ankara. I'm always in contact with them.
Mm-hmm. I
I
got it.
read books in the field of education.
So wonderful. Wonderful. You take your time and you do something useful still about the language. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. And what I'm going to ask you that, Ergün Hocam, you have taught for a long time.
For 41
And
years.
yeah, 49 years. I
41,
just want,
sorry.
wow, 41 years. It's a huge year and huge experience as a language teacher. Have you ever taught different jobs before becoming an English language teachers?
No, no. As soon as I graduated from Gazi University, I started as a trained English teacher at Gazi, uh, at a high school in the province of Bursa in Turkey. Osman
Mm-hmm.
Gazi Lisesi in Yenişehir. Yenişehir is a town in the province of Bursa, not far from the city center. And
I see.
1 year later, I was transferred to Kayaş Ortaokulu in Ankara. And then 1 year later, I was transferred to Ankara Anatolian High School, Anadolu Lisesi. And then in 1980, I started teaching at Gazi University.
I see. Wow, your experience is really huge, hocam. 41 years, it's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you, hocam. Okay, and what I'm gonna ask you, hocam, you
Yes.
know that there are some schools, especially private schools, they want to get uh, actually they want to employ people like whose native language is not English and but doesn't speak Turkish.
Mhm.
And do you
I
think
see.
that's a good strategy for the students, or have you got any suggestions for this?
Okay. In my humble opinion, such people, non-native speakers of English, not Brits or Americans, not Canadians, of course, might be useful only for speaking activities as long as they don't speak or can't speak Turkish.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
But it's not a good idea for me to use them for teaching grammar, vocabulary, reading or listening.
Mm-hmm.
It's common among students. They tend to do this. If the teacher knows Turkish, they tend to speak Turkish with the teacher or instructor. But
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
if students realize the fact that the teacher or the instructor, even the professor, doesn't speak even a word of Turkish, they
Mm-hmm.
have to speak English.
I see.
When I was a student at Gazi University many years ago, uh, for English history lessons, we had a professor from Scotland,
Hmm.
Garth Murray.
Wow.
He couldn't speak even a word of Turkish. So we could speak only English with him, and this situation encouraged us to improve our English because there is no way out.
I
And
see.
for American history courses, we had an American lady whose name is Dorothy Petge. She can't speak even a word of Turkish either. So we had to improve our speaking skills.
Mm-hmm. I
But
see.
whenever a Turkish professor comes in,
Mm-hmm.
we sometimes think that he knows our mother tongue, so I might ask something in Turkish instead of asking it in English.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
for
got it.
speaking skills, that's good. But otherwise, if I had a language school, private language school, I would definitely choose real native speakers of English, like Brits, Americans, or Canadians,
Mm-hmm.
for only speaking sessions.
I see. I got it. I got it, hocam. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Aydan
You're
hocam,
welcome.
Aydan hocam is here, and she says, I have two Iranian instructors who are
Yes,
highly qualified and are wonderful teachers. Actually, and also she says that again, it all depends on the qualifications of the teachers. Also, we can say that.
yes, I agree with her.
I
Yes,
got it. Thank you.
qualifications are important.
Hmm. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ergün hocam. What I'm gonna say, ask you about, hocam, these days it's not easy sometimes to ask English language teachers to join seminars, activities in the field of ELT or educational, following educational technologies or joining webinars or reading some useful magazines or articles about ELT.
Yes.
As an experienced teacher or educator, I can say, what can especially administrators do to encourage teachers to do this?
I get your point, but before answering your questions, I
Of
would
course,
like to
hocam.
say something about why some of the teachers never tend to attend such events.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
As far as I know, I have attended more than 100 seminars in the field of not only ELT but educational technologies like ETZ by Işıl Hoca.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my colleagues are unfortunately lazy.
Uh-huh.
They say it's Saturday. Why do I have to get up so early, take the underground, the bus, or drive to the school where the seminar is being held?
I see.
They are afraid of it. Maybe they are lazy. And some of them say, oh, I'm married. I have a husband or a wife and
Uh-huh.
one child or some children. My first aim is to look after them, not to attend the seminar.
I see.
According to my experience, in my opinion, sorry, most of the teachers attending such events, seminars, or conferences are generally the ones who are single.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them really find it expensive to fly to a different city.
I
Think
see.
that I'm teaching in a school in Kars or Ağrı,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a very really nice, fruitful seminar in Istanbul.
I see.
But if I want to fly to Istanbul from Ağrı and fly back to Ağrı from Istanbul, it will cost me a lot of money.
Exactly. Especially these days. Mm-hmm.
Yes, especially these days. But if he or she takes the bus instead of the plane, it takes 24 hours to get to Istanbul and another 24 hours from Istanbul to Ağrı. It
Exactly.
takes a long time. So, in my opinion, especially universities or state schools must fund half of the expenses for the teachers.
That's good point. Exact. That's a great point. Thank you, Jim, to mention.
If they are eager to attend such activities, for example, how much does the plane ticket cost? Let's say 2,000 Turkish liras from Ağrı to Istanbul. And the government or the administration can pay half of it, 1,000 Turkish liras.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe small awards for them, not not necessarily money, but maybe a small certificate or token of appreciation or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or our teacher, for example, Ergün Hoca, has attended a new seminar in Istanbul in the field of ELT, and he would like to share his ideas with you.
Mm-hmm.
And we have already paid half of his expenses. If the director says, maybe the other teachers might be willing to attend such events in the future.
Exactly. Exactly. I totally agree with you, Hojam, about this, the giving some or sharing the sum of the expenses with the educators who wants to attend who wants to attend that kind of seminars or educate or I don't know the conferences. And that's a really great, I think it's a kind of a motivation tool for the educators if they want to join and if they want to go, that can be a really nice way to send them. Hmm. Exactly.
Once they join such an event, I think they will definitely realize the fact that they meet new friends, colleagues, learn
Hmm.
something new, maybe talk to native speakers of English, which they can never accomplish in Ağrı maybe, or
Hmm.
Kars, or Hakkari, or Diyarbakır, or Trabzon.
Hmm.
So attending such seminars is useful not for only the science of ELT, but to meet new friends, colleagues, and to be in contact with them, to share your ideas with them, to share your experiences with them is also a good idea and useful.
Definitely. Definitely. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ergün Hocam, for sharing the idea, your suggestion. That your suggestion is really important for us. And I hope when they listen this, they can say that, oh, this is a nice motivation tool for our teachers and we can share their expenses to send them. It's I hope they will do that.
And I hope to meet you face to face at any ELT conference in Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe in Istanbul or in Ankara or in a different city.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so. I hope so. Thank you, hocam. What I'm gonna ask you, would you like that anything else, or can I ask you another question?
You tell us, please, go ahead.
Okay, okay. Ergün hocam, when you think about your working times before retiring, what
Yeah.
was what was your biggest motivation to go to university every week?
Um, I had lessons every day,
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 hours every day, but I was really willing to go to university to teach something because of my students. All of them were prep school students. They had to pass the prep school to become a freshman in their departments.
Uh-huh.
So they are really eager or willing to learn or practice English. That's my motivation, and I also have some really good friends and colleagues in the department at school. So talking to them, sharing ideas and our experiences is also a good factor for me.
I see. Mm-hmm. Got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, hocam. For sharing your motivations with us. Okay. Hocam, I think you have taught uh, most of time in Turkey and to Turkish students in your
Yes.
career. And when you think about that times, what was the challenge, or what were the challenges to teach English to Turkish students?
Okay. Um, Unfortunately, let me put it like this, most of the students tend to think in Turkish and translate it into English.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great mistake, in my opinion.
I
It's
see.
not a good idea. Once I asked that question to my students, you study hard, but for the reading part, because uh, at university, our exams, 4 skill exams: reading, writing, listening, and speaking.
Uh-huh.
You are not so good at reading part. Why? What is your strategy?
Mm-hmm.
And
I see.
one of the students raised his hand and said to me, "Sir, when we have the exam sheet, we start reading the text in English and try to translate it into
Uh-huh.
Turkish." I said, "Oh my God, into Turkish." Then we translate the questions into Turkish and answer the questions in Turkish and then try to translate them into English. Oh my God,
It's a time wasting.
time wasting. And I always asked my students to think only in English in the classroom. No direct translation, because vocabulary is different, collocations are different. Some of the students really make very funny mistakes. Generally, I meet with my friends. For example, yesterday we became an exam. Slav olduk. Not we took an exam yesterday. Meet with friends. Or Ali is married with Ayşe. Oh, not with to Ayşe. So most of our students, unfortunately, are not good at collocations.
Uh-huh. I see.
So when they speak, they make funny mistakes, like chicken translation, we call it. And what this is chicken translation.
Exactly. It's really nice. It's really nice. There are a lot of examples of this, really, but these examples are also so funny to hear it. Thank you for sharing, Ergün hocam. Thank you. I'm sure that you have a lot of examples like this in your career with the students, but these are also so funny. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I
Would
have
you?
also a lot of bad experiences with my colleagues.
Oh, I see.
Maybe
That's another
some,
one. Would you like to
yes,
share? If you want to share,
yes,
we
yes,
can
yes.
listen.
Okay. I think it happened about 25 years ago.
Wow.
I attended I attended an ELT conference in Konya. You know Konya, and maybe you know Teresa Doyle, who is a teacher trainer,
Yes,
native speaker of.
of course. Uh-huh.
She taught me a lot of courses at the Two Communities Association in Ankara, so we are very close friends and colleagues. I met her and we started talking. Then a girl who seemed to be 18 or 19 years old at that time approached me and started talking to me in Turkish, not in English. Hocam, I'm going to translate it into English. I would like to talk to her, but I can't speak English fluently. So if I say something in Turkish, can you translate it into English and vice versa? I said, of course. But may I ask you a question? Are you a student in the field of EIT? Because she seemed so young, 18 or 19 years old. She said to me, no, sir, I'm not a student in the Department of EIT. I'm a full-time English teacher at Anatolian High School in Konya.
Oh my God.
I was really shocked, yeah, oh my God. But
That's
she said
that's
she
that's a
can't
bad situation.
speak English.
That's a bad situation.
Yes,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. But we must find a solution for such teachers to
Yeah.
improve their speaking skills. Everybody, in my opinion, knows grammar very well. But in terms of speaking, fluency is important.
Definitely. You are right. You are right. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam, for sharing these experiences with us. And what I'm gonna ask you, Hocam, there are in the LT department there are a lot of teachers and who are going to start their teaching careers. Okay, and
Yes.
as an experienced teacher, what advice would you like to give to new or aspiring English language teachers who are just starting their teaching careers?
Because first of all, they must be good at in the targeted language,
Mm-hmm.
reading, writing, speaking, and listening. If
Very
they are
important.
good at the language skills, I think they can easily teach it. If they are not good at these four skills, productive and receptive skills, even if they know lots of things about educational strategies, methods, or stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
they won't be good teachers of English.
I see. Mm-hmm. They're important. Thank you. Thank you, Hocam. And I just want to ask you another question about it. If I'm not wrong, you are certified examiner, okay?
Yes.
And what exams do you provide, or in what exams you do this?
To become, first of all, to become a certified an examiner, to become a certified examiner, sorry, I had some education, online education.
Ah,
And
I
then
see.
we had to take two different exams, one
Hmm.
midterm and one final exam. And the results of the exams were graded in the UK.
Oh, I see.
They were recorded and sent to the UK. And after they said okay, we were we were given or granted, let me put it, our certificates.
Oh,
So it's a good but tiring process, of course.
okay. It's very hard.
Uh,
Do you suggest it to us to
yes,
become a
of course.
certified?
Yes,
Mm-hmm. That's a
yes.
great.
It's a good
Thank you.
idea because all of our instructors are native British.
Mm, I see. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. Okay, Ergün Hocam, there are some, that there are some times we face some difficult problems or situations, and at that times when we say, "Oh, I wish I could I could have a superpower, so I could easily solve my problem," or "I wish I could have this superpower, so I could, this solve my problem easily. When you think about this in education area, okay, if you could have one superpower to use in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
Okay, I get your point. Sorry.
Of course.
I wish I could be a wizard so that I could
Nice.
see how much English each student knows for skills reading, writing, listening, and speaking, and I teach them according to the level of English they know.
I see. That can be useful.
Yes. For example, that student needs more reading activities. That student needs more speaking activities. That student needs more writing activities or grammar activities or stuff like that. Like a wizard or magician, maybe.
It's nice. It's nice superpower. Thank you for sharing, Ergün Hocam. Thank you. All right. So, Ergün Hocam, think that we finished our interview, and
Yes.
you step outside your home and find a lottery tickets, okay, that ends up winning $100 million. Okay, what
Oh
would you
my
do?
God.
What would you do? Please be honest, okay? Be honest.
Okay. First of all, I would definitely would like to share it for the teachers of English who really would like to go to the USA or the UK. And
Thank you.
I would definitely give them money to buy plane tickets from Istanbul to London or New York or Toronto or Sydney, Melbourne or stuff like that.
Wonderful.
And some of it I will try my best to attend conferences in the USA or in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to spend it mostly in the field of education to help the ones who don't have enough money to go abroad.
I see. I see, Hocam. It's a good for good points. What about yourself, Hocam?
Uh, I would like to attend conferences in the field of ELT and educational technologies abroad. With this amount, maybe I would definitely fly not economy class but business class or
That's a
first
good
class.
point. Or maybe you can rent a special or private plane for yourself and
No, never. Because I like being with other people around
oh,
me.
that's much better. That's much better. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. It's really good points. Thank you. Okay, the time flies, Ergün Hocam. And
Of
now I'm gonna
course,
ask you, I'm gonna ask you my last question. Are you ready for it?
yes,
Okay.
of course.
And the most difficult one. What is your motto?
To teach something better, you should know it better.
Okay. Thank you. Can we have it again?
To teach something better, you should know it better.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ergün Hocam. Okay, and that's all my questions, Ergün Hocam. And thank you very much, by the way. And before ending our live sessions, okay, would you like to add
Yes.
anything else?
I wish good luck to all my colleagues,
Mm-hmm.
and I wish they will be successful to teach English to their students, both receptive skills and productive skills, not only grammar.
Mm-hmm. I see.
And I
All
hope
right.
they will be able to attend conferences abroad in the UK or in the US.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope they can make it as soon as possible. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ergün Hocam. And I would like to say one more time, thank you very much, Ergün Hocam, for your suggestions, for your advice, and especially for your time, which is really important. You spend your time with us. Thank you. Thank you, Hocam.
You are welcome.
And
And
yes, Hocam.
yes, I wish everyone joining this event a pleasant evening or night.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Ergün Tonguç was with us tonight with Teacher Talks 65th, and we had a really fruitful session with him. And we are going to be here next week, as you know, every Monday at 9 p.m. Turkey's time. And until the next time, wherever you are, please, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And until the next time, please take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, Ergün Hocam. And bye bye, everybody, and peace.
Thank you very much.